Tesla shuts down Gigafactory Berlin after suspected sabotage results in power outage. A German politician called this a form of terrorism. It is obviously a serious attack on our critical infrastructure with consequences for thousands of people as well as many small and large businesses in our country. And it appears that the left-wing extremists, the Vulcan Group, have claimed responsibility for the attack, stating they wanted to shut down Tesla. Elon commented on the situation, "These are either the dumbest eco-terrorists on earth or they are puppets of those who don't have good environmental goals. Stopping production of electric vehicles rather than fossil fuel vehicles is extremely dumb." If you remember, the environmentalists very recently set up camp where Tesla wanted to clear this forest, which was planted for commercial purposes, by the way. This is not a park or anything like that. They are turning someone else's property into a campsite, which is not legal, I think. It shouldn't be. I know that the police allow them to protest, but this is a bit absurd. To me, this feels a little bit like, let's say you are a vegetarian and you hate other people who eat meat, and then you go into someone else's house, inside their kitchen, and you protest right in front of them while they are eating in their own house. And if deforestation is really your issue, you are an absolute hypocrite because Tesla promised to plant more trees than how many trees it is going to cut. The police are investigating if it indeed was that extremist group that created this problem for the factory. The group, which in Germany is classified as left-wing extremist, said the factory contaminates the groundwater and consumes huge quantities of the already scarce drinking water resource for its products. Tesla is a symbol for green capitalism. But Tesla has already significantly reduced its water usage. But why attack Tesla? Why not target Volkswagen, for example, which produces gasoline-powered vehicles, which will heavily pollute the environment? Leno commented on the new Model 3. He did a pretty in-depth review with Lars and Franz from Tesla. He says that this feels almost as good as my Model S at more than half the price. Actually, it's almost a third of the price. I think my Plaid was $130,000 when I got it. It's a little cheaper now, I guess. Without Tesla, the US is only 3% of the way to DC fast charger targets. Well, it's a good thing we have Tesla then. The old Twitter CEO, the CFO, the chief legal office, and general counsel have just sued Elon Musk and are asking for $130 million in severance. Why did it take for them so long to sue Elon Musk? I say, just like Omar, we pay him, all of these guys, about as much as Elon got paid by the Delaware court. Tesla insurance ends 2023 with nearly $500 million in written premiums, which is a 115% year-over-year increase. However, there's more to this. Certainly, Tesla insurance is very popular among Tesla owners, but Tesla Property and Casualty and Tesla General Insurance reported a combined underwriting loss of $30 million in 2023. Tesla obviously is learning many things in the industry, but I think with time things are going to get significantly better as Tesla also figures out new ways to fix vehicles for a cheaper price or manufacture these vehicles in such a way that is going to make them easier to repair. And the way I see Tesla's insurance business is not so much as something that will make a lot of money for Tesla eventually, although it will make some money. The way I see it more is, oh, if you buy a Tesla vehicle, your insurance will be cheaper, so you will save even more money owning a Tesla vehicle than any other vehicle out there. And because Tesla can have real-time driving data, Tesla can figure out eventually the best way to price your insurance coverage. So unless other insurance companies are going to start making cars and become extremely technologically focused with these new vehicles that they are going to make if they decide to compete with Tesla, Yeah, unless they do that, they are not going to beat Tesla. A newscaster from CNBC just got community noted about Tesla on X. Electric cars release more toxic emissions than gas-powered vehicles and are worse for the environment, finds a shocking report. The community note says, this is factually incorrect. The article linked does not even support the commentary. Read its end for full context. And this is the end of the article. According to the EPA, over an EV's lifetime, the total greenhouse gas emissions associated with the manufacturing, charging, and driving, so including everything, is typically lower than a standard vehicle powered by gasoline. However, the thing that they really emphasize here would be the tires wearing out much faster than with normal vehicles because EVs are typically heavier. The tire tread releases toxic particles 400 times greater than exhaust emissions, they say. And here's how you know that whoever worked on this article or whoever worked on this study is about as smart as Gordon Johnson. Because they say, because the cars are heavier, 30% heavier, the brakes are going to wear out much sooner as well, which also pollutes the environment with the brake dust and everything. So yeah, heavier cars means more braking, more wear and tear of the brakes, which is absolutely not true with EVs. With my Tesla, I barely brake ever. When the vehicle is braking, it's recharging and it's not using the actual brakes. The actual brakes take much longer to wear out with EVs. If you're now going to worry about EVs being a little bit heavier and therefore that's somehow contributing extremely negatively to the environment, we should worry about all of these heavy SUVs out there on the roads and people driving pickup trucks that don't do any work pretty much at all with their pickup trucks. They just drive it just because they get a tax write-off and they just like it. Also, recently we saw manufacturers announcing that they are working on tires specifically for EVs, which are going to last longer. So I see this as a temporary issue with the tire specifically.